Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me and allowing me to continue to be your daily advocate. If you're new here or you're not subscribed for any reason, please do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button. Thank you to all of you who have been watching and following me for so long. It truly means a lot, and I'm glad that I can be this person.
Just to give you guys some context on MUFG, the MUFG Ganesha Fund will invest in middle to late stage Indian startups, with the bank saying its plans to provide financial services to the portfolio companies. MUFG has not specified what areas it will target, but the bank has singled out fintechs supporting the unbanked, as well as environmental sustainability and renewable sectors as booming industries in India. And here's just a quote from the bank. Through the fund, MUFG will also drive collaboration with promising companies in the area of tech and IT and explore new business opportunities. So big news there. Of course, India still has a very large unbanked and underbanked population, and even Ripple independently has made moves looking at Indian companies and the Indian infrastructure to help solve for smoother, frictionless payments in that region of the world. Now we're seeing MUFG Bank also launching a $300 million fund to invest in Indian startups. So I could definitely see how this would benefit the XRPL, driving more value for the XRP token. So great news there. Also wanted to mention this, guys, from the Wrath of Kahneman, Corpay, he mentions. Corpay, a brand of Ripple partner FleetCor, provides integrated cross-border payments, currency risk management. And now Sila, a fintech that provides payment infrastructure as a service, will use Corpay to expand their global payment reach. And so here's the lowdown. So again, just FleetCor, they provide integrated cross-border payments and currency risk management solutions. And so this partnership will expand Sila's cross-border payment capabilities and access to global FX markets for its customers, providing them with access to over 145 currencies in over 100 countries. Customers will be able to seamlessly move between domestic and international payment options, even more so than before. And guys, here's a quote. As Sila has continued to grow, they have experienced increased demand from customers for the expanded global payments capability that Corpay provides. This is coming from Andrew Howlett, Strategic Partnerships Manager at Corpay Cross-Border Solution. Our reach in both geographies as well as currency pairs is expansive and will serve Sila's customers well. So their main goal has always been to provide entrepreneurs with the tools to realize their vision and build a successful business, more often than not with an international component. Corpay, with its depth and reach in facilitating cross-border payments, can be the perfect partner for our customers. This coming from Shamir Karkal, CEO and co-founder of Sila. He says, we see a lot of innovation from companies, particularly the ones focusing on emerging markets that rely on phones and online apps rather than bank accounts and ATMs. So we can see a shift away from traditional banking sources onto online mobile applications on cellular telephones to enable cross-border transactions. And again, just to reiterate the connection, Corpay, a brand of Ripple partner FleetCor, provides that service, so Ripple enabled already, and now Sila is using Corpay to extend their global payment reach. Also just down here from the Wrath of Kahneman, they recently partnered with the Producers Guild as well. This was from back in February. Corpay, a division of Ripple partner FleetCor, is collaborating with the Producers Guild of America for access to Corpay's global payments and FX solutions at no cost. So that was news back from last month, and now we're seeing this partnership here, a Ripple-enabled company now partnering up with Sila to expand Corpay's reach. So great news there. Wanted to thank the Wrath of Kahneman for posting that. And some quick lawsuit news here, guys, from James K. Filan. Court ordered parties to meet and confer to determine what additional discovery, if any, is necessary and file a joint letter by March 23rd, 2022. So we talked about this in yesterday afternoon's video. If you guys didn't catch that, I will link it up here. The possibility that discovery could drag on even further. So this has to be established by March 23rd, informing the court of any additional discovery they intend to seek and a schedule for that discovery. And here is the court order to that regard. And just since we're on the topic of the SEC lawsuit, we've got attorney John Deaton here, part of the XRP community, in an interview with Jeremy Kaufman. He is the CEO of Library, and as you guys know, Library also got sued by the SEC. Well, Jeremy Kaufman has some distinct thoughts. His thoughts on the SEC, listen to this.
Hey, come on in. Come on in. We heard Bill Hinman say, and Jay Clayton said, come in and we will work with you. I have to tell you, Jeremy, if someone such as yourself came to me today as a lawyer seeking advice, I would say, don't cooperate.
Correct. That's my advice. I tell blockchain entrepreneurs, hide as much as you can do, obscure everything that you're doing, just hide as much as you can. And that's messed up because that's what we did. We went in, We were maximally transparent. We said, here's the spreadsheet that you can download of a literally line by line of everything we're doing with our money. And all I did was get punished for it. No, there's no sense in which by being a good guy, you're going to avoid it. The SEC, they're lazy. They are lazy people. They don't care about catching bad guys. They care about catching people that they personally dislike or that are easy for them to catch. Okay, I mean, you can look at some of the actors in this space, that have been, clearly selling stuff that's crap, and the SEC doesn't even go after them.
So, some words of wisdom from Jeremy Kauffman, CEO of Library, one of those companies that the SEC did take into court, did sue. So, you know what Ripple's been doing, what I'm sure a lot of other companies in the cryptocurrency space have been doing over these years. We should have been, or they should have been, doing the opposite. Hide everything from the SEC. And then again, this is just Jeremy Kauffman's opinion. Don't be transparent. Hire a lawyer, because the SEC at the end of the day is just going to attack the low-hanging fruit. If they don't like you, they will go after you. So it's sounding more and more like we're understanding what their MO truly is. And so I wanted to thank Crypto Law here just for posting this clip. Attorney John Deaton giving us some more insight on the SEC and their behavior. Wanted to mention this, guys. BondCrypt XRP posting this from the XRP Ledger Foundation. Now, I'm sure some of you know this already. There have been a lot of tokens that have been issued on the XRPL, and people have been wondering how legitimate are some of these tokens. Well, the XRP Ledger Foundation is now providing guidance for more transparency on the XRPL. The main objective of the framework is to provide transparency for investors in the XRP Ledger or XRPL ecosystem with an increasing amount of issued tokens. So this foundation, they are an independent nonprofit entity behind the development of the XRP Ledger, and they announced the launch of the initial phase of the token assessment framework. It's coming following a collaboration with Grant Thornton Baltic, a business advisory service provider. According to the official blog, the main objective of the framework is to provide transparency for investors in the XRP Ledger ecosystem with an increasing amount of issued tokens. The first phase involves self-assessment questionnaire for token issuers. So now these are the hurdles they're going to have to jump if they do want to issue tokens on the XRPL. With this move, the foundation expects to guide the issuer through a list of questions to not only offer transparency for investors, but also to enhance self-regulation and trust. All self-assessments are made publicly available in a common format from which individual investors can do their own research and make personal quality assessments. So this will put the onus now on the investor in order to make an informed decision about the types of tokens that they want to invest in. And as each response are signed by the issuer, investors can verify that the self-assessment is actually submitted by the user. XRPL Foundations also revealed that upcoming phases of the framework will have an option for token issuers to complete a validation and verification process with the third-party auditor. Based on this, it plans to advise them on listing by exchanges, wallets, and other digital asset service providers. It encourages all token issuers on the XRPL to complete the framework. So an interesting initiative. Again, this is a non-profit organization looking to clean up the XRPL. And again, just another point here with regards to the XRP Ledger, decentralized enough that Ripple does not have a say who can issue tokens on it or not. Otherwise, I'm sure this would have never happened in the first place. So bring in the XRPL Foundation, nonprofit entity, to issue some guidance, to issue, like they said here, for example, a questionnaire, self-assessment questionnaire, allowing third-party issuers to participate, to build on the XRPL, but they have to meet certain requirements as to prevent fraud, so on and so forth. I think this is a good idea. I mean, the XRP Ledger, this is one of the most important, and I think going to be one of the most influential DLT projects moving forward. Keeping it tidy, making sure there is as little fraud on there as possible, I think a good thing ultimately. Also, we do not want people to get scammed. Just because it has the letters XRP in the name doesn't necessarily mean that every token being offered is necessarily on the up and up. I'm not saying that they're all fraudulent, but to have some sort of guidance, some sort of framework to keep people honest, I think is a good thing. Anyway, interesting news, a great development here. Wanted to thank BondCrypt XRP for posting that. And Bill here, ironic that Ripple is so central to policy proposals aimed at legal clarity in the APAC region, while in the USA, the SEC seeks to stuff XRP like a square into a round hole of a 750-year-old Howey test. So this is interesting because Ripple continuing to seek clarity, and they are going out of their way now to seek clarity. He's retweeting out Brooke Entwistle's tweet here. We've seen great progress towards digital asset regulation in the APAC region, which is the Asian Pacific region, but it remains uneven in this diverse region. Our hope is that Ripple policy proposals will provide legal clarity to an industry, policymakers, and regulators around digital assets innovation in Korea. Let's go! So that has to do with this recent proposal, guys, in South Korea that Ripple has made. This brought to us by Michael at Val5Links. Ripple proposes South Korea distinguish between cryptocurrencies for regulatory clarity, and this could really have an effect on the market over there. So they're targeting South Korea specifically to make a clear distinction in cryptocurrencies between payment tokens, utility tokens, and security tokens in a policy paper released just today. Fast facts. Ripple's policy paper says South Korea's current definition of virtual asset is fairly broad, as it covers a digital token with economic value that is digitally tradable and transferable. The paper, written in conjunction with the GBC Korea and Oxford Metrica, also delves into cross-border payments using Ripple's technology and fostering digital asset innovation sandboxes in regulated environments. We believe the policy recommendations outlined in the paper strike the right balance between providing regulatory clarity while having a regulatory framework that's forward-looking and flexible. This coming from Raul Avani, Policy Director APAC at Ripple. South Korean regulators have already applied strict anti-money laundering rules, know your customer requirements for digital asset businesses, which left only 4 exchanges eligible for providing cash to crypto services. South Korea's newly elected president, Yoon Suk-yeol, pledged to bring forth a new regulatory framework for blockchain and crypto to nurture the industry while safeguarding investors. And I guess this was strategic for Ripple to kind of strike as they were getting a new president elected, considering also too that he is pro cryptocurrency, nurturing the industry. And so, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, this makes total sense. Distinguish between payment tokens, utility tokens, and security tokens. And this should be policy. This should be happening all around the world. The fact that Ripple is, going to South Korea specifically, and this is just one country out of the many countries that exist, we do need to have this clarity in every single country if we are going to get those rails up and running. I mean, Ripple has been doing a great job so far, but you can see they are still plugging away, targeting these markets where they still see that they could be caught up if they do not have that regulatory clarity. So, this again, just another example of how Ripple is forging ahead, how they're opening up, wanting to get that regulatory clarity that they're clearly not getting, at least not as of yet, in the United States. But maybe, just maybe we will see some improvements with this new executive order. And considering we are seeing the responsibilities being divided up.
So enjoy your day, everybody. I'm always here for you. Leave any comments or questions below and be sure to subscribe. But thanks, everybody. I really appreciate you. Enjoy your day, and I always have your back. So thanks so much, everybody.